Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Mandcave. What is this, our third episode of season 2? Is it
season
number 3? Season 3?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Good God, I have got to get hired on this show. It's so successful. Welcome to the Mandcave. It is the only podcast that we know of, hosted by two best friends with nothing in common except their first names. I'm Mandy Fabian.
And I'm Mandy Kaplan. And every week we test the limits of our friendship by arguing over movies, TV, pop culture, music. Everything except politics. That's where we agree.
And mostly.
And we also argue over Mandy's dumb ideas like the bear. So grab a couch and let's get to it.
Wait a minute, cut this shit.
Okay, so somebody watched the bear. Somebody watched the bear. See, I was going to say that we test the limits of our friendship by eating Brussels sprouts because...
No, that tests the limits of my marriage.
And my digestive system, apparently. So full disclosure, everybody, we went to dinner last night.
We did.
And to see the movie that we're going to talk about today, Vengeance. I had trouble. I mean, my stomach was killing me last night.
Those cruciferous vegetables had some vengeance with your digestive system?
Gee, okay, that's a double fuck you because cruciferous, first of all, nicely done.
Thank you.
The fact that you even knew that. And then the pun. I like it.
Thank you.
That's good podcasting. I guess we can sign off. Thanks, everybody.
I really liked the food from last night. We got cauliflower, like in a vinaigrette, and really crispy Brussels sprouts. And then we took the leftovers home. And when we got into our cars, what was your car like? I mean, mine was like a hot box of
I immediately
vinegar
got
and farts.
nauseous.
Yeah, it was.
I had to roll down the windows. It was horrible.
It was intense.
I should learn that. I've left Brussels sprouts in my car before, and it is like, oh, did I leave a body in the trunk?
Yes.
It's terrible.
Yeah, it was Casey Anthony all over again. What? Not funny still. Not funny.
I don't know. Time plus tragedy equals comedy. I think you made it work.
But I am going to eat the hell out of those leftovers today because I can't take enough punishment. Okay. I was wondering if you were like, oh, I can't eat those again but
no, God damn it.
Yeah.
If I didn't do things that hurt me, I wouldn't be who I am, you know?
Yes. Bad choices is what we are all about.
Yeah. So speaking of bad choices, you did not enjoy The Bear. Did you watch it?
I watched another episode because, as we said last week, like everybody loves it. And I felt like, well, I'm wrong. I got to give it another chance.
You felt stupid. It's okay to say that.
I might be stupid. There might be something deficient. I don't like it. I don't ever want to watch it again.
Really?
I don't understand the love for it and the hype for it. So, yeah.
But it's a food show. I can't stress that enough. It is food porn.
I understand. I don't like it.
But you don't care?
No.
Fair enough. You don't have to like it.
Does that make me the most hated man on the internet? Do you see what I did there?
You added a D to man?
I did. There's a documentary series that we watched that I do like called The Most Hated Man on the Internet.
Oh, wait a second. Who is it? Wait, let me guess. No, go ahead.
Oh, stand guard, people. This could get real personal.
Who's the hated man on the internet?
Okay. I had never heard of him, thank God, because I live a pure, wonderful life and I've never encountered this monster. His name is Hunter Moore. Does that ring a bell?
Okay. No.
He started a website called Are You Up? Is anyone up? Sorry, is anyone up?
If he doesn't follow me on Twitter, I wouldn't know who he is.
Well, he might, but these are not ringing bells, so that's how I know you're a good human being.
Yes.
So Is Anyone Up, I guess, was started years ago, and that's like seemingly the most successful version of revenge porn. So people would send him pictures, intimate pictures, and be like, this B word broke my heart. And he would be like, great, I'll put up all her intimate pictures and invite America to badmouth her and criticize her. And it got so intense. And this guy's such a monster that he would be like, if we say enough bad things, maybe she'll kill herself.
Jesus.
You were about to take a sip and that would have been a great spit take moment. Damn it. I timed it.
Because it's so hilarious that she might kill herself.
No, spit take isn't necessarily
do it?
hilarious. Just the shock and awe of it. Yeah, he's like, he's a predator and a crazy woman-hating, human-hating monster. He's awful. And this is the documentary of how one mom took him down.
Oh, shit. I can't podcast. I have to go watch that right this minute.
It's a good 3-parter. Each episode's an hour, so you got to buckle in.
No problem. What else am I doing?
It's a good documentary series, and I wanted to choose it based solely on the idea that we could call the episode "The Most Hated Man on the Internet." But I was like, but I already watched it, and I don't want to rewatch it and take notes and stuff. So I'm just giving you that gift, and I'm giving the Fandies that gift.
I'm rubbing off on you. You're not a rewatcher now. That makes me happy.
Not this.
Good.
This is tough to take.
Take a cue for. Oh, wow. Okay. So I'll prepare myself for that, but I will definitely. As long as it's revenge. If it's just a sad story about a dick, I don't want to. But if it ends good, then I'm okay. Have you ever heard of incels? Do you know what incels are?
No.
Okay, Mandy. This is something I had to research for a script I wrote. It was so they're guys who have these sort of dark web, but these groups on the internet, and they're fully they're supposedly voluntarily celibate.
Okay.
Or maybe it's involuntary. Anyway, incel, something about them being celibate, involuntary celibate, but they get together and they're like, well, we're not fucking women because women are horrible.
Yeah.
And they
agreed, by the way.
Oh,
agreed.
Yeah. I mean, they're fully right. I tried to get a membership, but I couldn't. Because I had too many other subscriptions.
Ovaries,
you know how that goes, like HBO Max and Showtime. Anyway, but yeah, they have this secret, and it's so weird because they all admit that they're frustrated sexually, but yet they do nothing but trash stupid women and they call the women who just have sex all the time. They call them Stacy's, and they call the handsome guys that they're sleeping with Chads, and they have this whole secret language. It's fascinating, really interesting.
Wow. Yeah.
I mean, interesting you're a scumbag. Yeah. You're dirt. Yeah. Why would you do that? Just go, just learn to do the alphabet with your tongue. You can get a girlfriend. Call me. We'll get you through this.
We're giving lots of good life advice today.
I think so. Isn't that what a podcast is for?
Yep. We're making the world a better place.
We should rebrand it to be an advice podcast. Okay. I'm listening to a really great audiobook. Do you know the comedian Jessie Klein?
Yes, I can. I can't with her.
What?
I very much respect her, but her pattern of speaking, her baby voice, I can't do it. I tried her autobiography. I couldn't.
Oh, that's so funny. I think she's so funny and dark and says all this shit. Her latest one, I'll Show Myself Out, is about motherhood. Mm-hmm. In this great way of she calls all the shit and is the anti-mom, and I love it. Oh, but you don't like her voice. Interesting.
Yeah, and again, I think she's a good writer, and she's great on Big Mouth, and she's a frequent contributor to Wait, Don't Tell Me, the NPR news quiz that I love so much. Yeah. But I just wanted to mention that I listen to NPR.
Sure.
So I do, right. But I do respect her. I just don't, I couldn't listen to her book.
Interesting. You might take a read because you like to do that sort of thing. You're old school.
Yes.
And it is genuinely funny and makes you feel a lot better about every monstrous feeling you ever had about being a mom.
What do you mean?
She's great.
What do you mean?
I know that not you, but I'm saying there might be some listeners,
Yep.
Yeah. And we went to Vassar together. So I don't know if I've mentioned my degree from Vassar. It was a BFA, no big.
Yep. I was too busy playing Maria in West Side Story in my high school while you were there. So I didn't know that.
Oh my God. But I could, if you wanted, the reason I even brought that up, not to just say that I went to Vassar, but because I could reach out to her, maybe alumni to alumni, and I could maybe get her to re-record the book Whispering. And then I think you might like it.
Oh, yeah. I actually really like that suggestion. And I feel like that's a very thoughtful thing that you would do for me.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
So I would like to know, speaking of thoughtful things I would do for you.
Yeah.
I gave you a very brainy assignment this week. Brainy, important filmmaking a little obscure. I hadn't even heard of it before the friend suggested it, but we went and saw the movie Vengeance, which is BJ Novak's writing. Is it his feature writing and directorial debut? Is this his first time writing and directing? I believe it is. And he also stars in it. It's called Vengeance. And I don't know, should we play the trailer or just tell people what it's about?
Somebody said they don't care for when we play the trailers, and I pander. If people reach out and say, I like this, I don't like this, I'll do whatever. So let's tell them what it's about.
Yeah. Okay. That's a good question because I'm not really sure. It was a guy who gets caught in a bit of he was dating a girl who has died, and the family reaches out and says, you were her boyfriend. And he feels so guilty because he hooked up with her a couple times and he's not a super committed, reliable guy. He gets guilted into going to her funeral. And then after the funeral, the brother convinces him that the girl was murdered and they need to get vengeance on the person who murdered her. And he is a writer and he creates this whole podcast idea around it.
He only agrees to any of it because he lives his life like a lot of millennials, I think. Like, how will this affect my ability to podcast, my Instagram presence? Like, these are the choices he makes. He's very
millennials.
Is that millennials? Oh, but no, it's not. But yeah, he cares deeply about I want to do a podcast. So he purposefully chooses to go on this journey to exploit this story for a podcast. I want to be clear about it. It's not like this amazing set of circumstances happens to him and he really tries to mastermind it and the situation gets out of control on him. But he does go to a tiny, tiny town in Texas to exploit this situation.
Now, wait, is that why he goes, though? Does he go there to do it? Or does the idea come up after the brother says, let's do this revenge? Let's kill the guy who killed her.
Yeah, I'm not sure why he goes. Muddy. It's muddy why when he gets a random call in the middle of the night from a disembodied voice who's like, I'm so sorry, my sister died and your girlfriend, she loved you so much and she's dead. He doesn't even know who they're talking about. He has to scroll his Instagram contacts to find her. Yeah. And then he's like, oh, I hooked up with this person. And he just feels so guilty because this guy's crying on the phone that he goes, okay, fine. I'll get on a flight and go to her funeral. Yeah. So that I think he does because he doesn't have much of a life in New York.
Yes.
But right before he gets that call, we see him pitching, I want my own podcast. What about this? To the too beautiful to be on screen, Issa Rae.
I love her.
I love her, and she's just so pretty. Yeah. She's like
so pretty,
beautiful,
and funny.
Yeah, and she's like the director of this podcasting company, like Wondery, or True Story FM.
Oh, yeah, she's nice name dropping.
She's the Pete Wright.
Oh my god,
of this fictitious podcast world. Pete is prettier than Issa Rae.
Definitely, way better skin.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh my, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So
it's really I'm curious to know what you thought of it. But should I go first? Do you want me to go first?
Sure.
Well,
that way I get to shit all over what you say. So I like that.
Yeah. We might agree. I don't know. I was very curious. You were really holding it close to the vest since we were in a theater and I could actually hear your reactions. Mm-hmm. I didn't hear you laugh out loud, but I don't know if you're much of you chuckled a couple times. Yeah. But I wasn't sure what you were thinking of it because there were times it was a great idea. Like I loved the stuff that they talked about, all of us being in our own stories and isolated and not really even engaged with each other. Because even if you're having a conversation.
Oh, sorry.
Okay. So that's the part that I love.
And that's all the stuff I hated.
Okay, that's interesting. Well, here's the thing. I don't think the movie necessarily delivered on it. It was some of it was very expositional in a very heady, I don't get it way. And then some of it was very effective. Like the thing about the texting I thought was a really interesting idea. The stuff about America and him trying to do something about America, that I didn't understand so much. I wanted to because I think he has a really cool idea, but it didn't quite deliver for me in that way.
Yeah, he he gets on a soapbox. Both the character and the movie get on a soapbox a lot. And they deliver these long, philosophical, contemplative speeches. And I am not about that. Well,
they're conversations, right? He's discussing the meaning of the podcast and the story. Yeah, they're very full of heady ideas.
Yes.
They're discussing ideas, yeah.
And really monologuing, I have to say. Ashton Kutcher's part, and I thought he was fantastic. I thought he was
he's so
gripping.
Dreamy.
I really liked Ashton Kutcher in a part you just wouldn't pitch him for.
And here's the thing,
but
does he not age? What does he do?
Oh, I don't know. He looks crazy young.
He's so beautiful. He looks like he's 24 on that fucking... I can't...
Yeah.
Was that written into his deal that they had to like de-age him somehow? With
CGI. It's all CGI. Wait, but can I say, I don't want to spoil. There are some really solid twists in this story that I would like to not divulge on our podcast. Can we do that?
Okay.
Because
that's a first.
I know, but it's just out in the theaters. It will probably go VOD. Like, if people want to see this, I want them to go on that ride. Because what I liked so much about the movie was its twists. And I was curious about the story he crafted. And these people in this tiny town in Texas, he moves in with the dead girl's family. He calls the podcast White Dead Girl. So I'm not being insensitive. It's Dead Girl's family.
Yeah.
And I loved those people and those characters and those relationships. And I did care. And I wanted to go on that journey. I really liked the way he crafted that. And then for me, all the philosophy and all of the stuff that the podcast was allegedly about, to me, distracted from what could have been a fun Only Murders in the Building feeling like podcast mystery.
Yeah.
But there
I
are
will say, like, when he goes through his dark night of the soul and he's betrayed the family on some level. They find out that he just wanted to do a podcast, and then he leaves that last entry of like, I got to be honest, I didn't really understand what that was about, because then he's right back sleeping in the family's house.
Right.
So I'm like, I don't understand. I thought you guys just had a fight, why are you still there? And it was a little weird.
Do you think something was cut? Like, do you think
That's a good
kid
question.
went and got him, or or like the kid?
Yeah.
And the kid. Oh, don't you love good little kid actors? This kid
he was
so
really good. I think a little bit because I was from Texas too. I mean, because I am from Texas, I was a little bit like, I couldn't quite get what they were getting from each other. Like I wasn't, the characters were very sort of broad, right? Like that brother's pretty broad.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody was very like, almost like waiting for Guffman broad, I thought.
It had elements of that, and then it dove deeper in a way that gained my respect. When it started, I'll never remember the name of this movie. There was a little independent movie that was like an imitation of those mockumentaries, or it was a mockumentary, and it was like about a small town and these two like teens with scruffy hair, and they were plants in this small town. And I hated that movie with all my heart. It was like a movie about bullies. Yeah. They made fun of this town and these people and their way of life, right? Yeah. I can't remember what it was called.
I don't remember either.
It. And this started that way. Like, I'm a New Yorker. I'm slick. I'm educated. I'm going to go to this tiny town and make fun of these people for my podcast. And it stuck in that feel for a while. Yeah. And it made me really hate the lead character. And it made me hate Issa Rae in the podcasting world for being like, this is great. These characters are bananas.
They're such characters.
They're such characters. We all know that's code for dumb hicks or, white trash or whatever. And, but then I thought it ended in a place where that was not the case. And they got their moment in the sun.
Yeah.
And I have a real, true, deep love of Dove Cameron. And she...
you gasped when she came on the screen.
I love her so deeply. And however, I think I gasped.
She was great.
When I saw her name in the credits, I gasped. Then I saw her and I gasped. Then she said like, I'm 17 going on 18. And I gasped again because she's got to be like 26 now. I mean,
yeah.
Let's give up the ghost on that one. But I thought she was absolutely wonderful. Then
she was great.
She
was
has
really
a sister
funny.
whose name I should know and I don't, who was also great. These characters could have been really over the top caricatures that I thought they avoided. I thought they were layered.
They were really funny. You know, it's interesting. I'm not a rewatcher, but there's a part of me, I would almost like to see the movie again to try to catch what I missed the first time. And I think, if I'm being honest, I think things that I missed might be because of BJ Novak's performance.
There we go.
I don't think he had enough tools in his toolbox. I found it hard to, there would be these shots of him staring out a window and they would play sad music under it. But I'm like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know what he's struggling with right now. I didn't get that he was super, like, the words were there and they were shooting it like it was happening, but I didn't get that he was really attaching or having decisions or feelings about these people. Like, it was just a little flat to me. So I couldn't really follow where he was in the story. I'm genuinely wondering if I watched it again, sort of knowing the story, if I could sort of not look to him for the clues, but look to the actual film for like what the intention was. Does that make sense?
It does. I'm wondering if they could redo it and put in a different actor.
Okay. Who would you cast? Who would be right for that? Like, I could not get a feeling for his character.
Well, first of all, I'm going to just go real shallow because I don't think he's going to listen to this. He looks like if Edward Munch painted Fred Savage, a portrait of Fred Savage. And now that I have said that, please, if you're listening, look up clips of BJ Novak and you will thank me. He really, he's such a hangdog.
Yeah.
He's emotionless.
Yeah.
I would have wanted.
I remember thinking he was very funny on The Office, but not a very talented actor. And when I found out he was a writer on The Office, I was like, oh, well, that makes sense. He's acting like a writer.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, go ahead.
No, and in terms of recasting, it's tricky. I don't, how old is he? Late 30s or something? So it has to be like give me a minute, but I'll come up with someone.
Even would somebody Chris Pine is a superstar, but like, could somebody that handsome and charming and have that much going on? Like, I could, or does it need to be more of an Adam Driver or
an everyman? Adam Driver.
Like a Josh Gad.
Yeah, just somebody, this guy, the scene that I think could
Jonah
be
Hill.
Polarizing. Ooh, Jonah Hill would be really good. The first scene in the movie is John Mayer, I think, playing himself with this character whose name is Ben.
Oh, I didn't know that was John Mayer.
And they're at a party and they are really so
hilarious,
punchable, so self-aware and obnoxious. And it's really supposed to be a parody of two dudes standing at a party talking about how many chicks they bang and 100%. And I love 100%. That they 100% they called that out, that like that's what these people say. So the character, BJ Novak wrote Ben Manalowitz, that's the name of the character, as a douchebag. He was not supposed to be like the guy we connected with and were rooting for. We were supposed to be connected with the family, I thought, and rooting for them.
Yes, but he's supposed to have an arc. Like, his arc is that he turns around and does care about the family.
Absolutely.
And even cares about the girl.
Absolutely. Yeah. The girl who was only seen in flashback and on screen, she had filmed herself and recorded songs. So he got to know this girl watching these clips of her on his computer. But yeah, BJ Novak, not a good actor. Yeah.
I think that's right. And that's tough too, because I feel like maybe the direction suffered as well because of that, right? Like, what do you do? I mean, you have to make sure that the story's getting told in the right way. And now you have a scene where I was watching it. I was going like, wait, is he falling in love with her? is that what's happening? And then later in the movie, that he's, it's clear that he has developed some sort of feeling for her. I mean, he's like, now he's invested, but I didn't really see that happening.
Right.
It was kind of like, oh, I guess he's invested in this girl now. Yeah.
I mean, I like the storytelling in that he's invested in the podcast and the mystery, but he is also invested in these people and her and what happened to her. So it was, I think he's a good writer.
I think so too.
I would never cast him in anything.
Yeah. I thought there were some fun things with like the townspeople. Like I thought the sheriff's office, was it the local police were pretty good. That's my friend Ben Whitehair. Shout out to Ben.
Oh.
He played one
Officer
of the cops.
Dan.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
He was really funny.
He's adorable
really
too.
talented.
Good looking
so
guy.
So cute. Yeah, I love Ben. He's great. And a very nice person.
Oh, good to know.
Mm-hmm.
So the actress I want to call out is Isabella Amara, played Paris. She is similar in type and comedic style to the amazing receptionist on Hacks.
Yes,
right?
She is.
And she's really funny. And I really liked her. And then J. Smith Cameron, who can do no wrong, plays the mom.
God, I love
just do no wrong.
But you don't watch Succession, right?
Oh, I've seen many, many episodes of it. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But you don't care for it.
Yeah, it's not my thing, but.
Right. She's so good. I love her.
Yeah.
Didn't she get her break on Broadway? Wasn't there like a one-woman show that was her? Yes.
I think
I'm remembering that now. By Doug, boy, God, the brain. Although it's been a few years. Doug, somebody or other, wrote a one-woman show and she was like a tour de force. And then I was like, she showed up everywhere because she's so good.
She is. And I'm trying to quickly scan Broadway debut as the crazy suicidal babe in Crimes of the Heart. Oh, well, we know that one, but that's not it.
No, it was a one-woman show that she did. I thought. I could be wrong.
Oh, she's a Kenneth Lonergan guy. She married Kenneth Lonergan.
You're kidding
No.
me. I just was thinking about him today, thinking about how I wanted to go back and reread some of his plays because the way that he writes is so exquisite.
Yes. Well, good for everybody involved.
Yeah.
Would you, I said to Jer when I got home, I don't know yet if I liked it. And I was still thinking about it, which I think is the mark of a really interesting film. I can't dismiss it and say no, but I can't wholeheartedly recommend it, but I would recommend it.
Yeah, I think it's very fresh in the way that it told its story. I agree with you. I mean, and I know I was leaning in. It was very unique. It had a really unique sensibility to it, but I just was thrown by his performance. Now, he wasn't like, oh, God, I can't watch you. It's not that. It was just a little flat. So I was sort of wanting to know more about what was going on.
I really didn't like his performance, but.
Yeah. And I noticed the score a lot, which I think is a bad sign.
Oh, so I just want to also I want to shout out somebody else that I know you reacted to because I heard your intake of breath at this. So the character Ashton Kutcher played is Quentin Sellers, and he is a music producer. And he's in this tiny town, and he makes stars out of these, small town talents.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God, she better be credited. So there's this whole scene, and he's got this young, brace-faced singer in the booth. And she sings her song, and it was breathtaking. She was so good.
It was so beautiful.
Oh my God, she was so good, and I don't see her in here.
Oh, she's got to be in there.
She's not on IMDb. That's a crying shame.
That's crazy. Oh, wow. She was so good. I wonder if it wasn't her voice. Maybe that's why she's not on IMDb. No, it had to be. She was incredible. Yeah.
Absolutely incredible.
You know who the other person that I thought was a really, really good actor is? The guy who played the drug dealer.
Sancholo.
I loved him.
Zach
He had very little
Villa.
to do. Zach Villa. God, he was good.
And
he was great.
Tonally, I thought this, I'm trying to, maybe it's Sarah. No, I really would like to find that young singer's name, and I'm not finding it. Totally, the places it works so well for me. So he goes to interview this very scary drug dealer, and the thugs are like, "Give me that phone," and they won't let him take his phone into this interview, and they're like very menacing and threatening. And then he goes back out, and the thug goes to give him his phone back, and he goes, "You're on like 11%, bro. You need to charge your phone." And it's so funny. Like, there were many laughs, just
yes, yeah,
moments of lightheartedness.
Yes.
Mixed into this mystery.
Yeah. And then there was like the sort of meaningfulness of the movie. Like, for example, when they talk about the Six Flags Over Texas thing.
Yeah.
That was very interesting and educational. I had no idea. That was, I just thought that was a very interesting thing, and I'm glad he kept it in the movie. Mm-hmm. It's like he has to list the 6 countries, because the Six Flags Over Texas are the 6 countries that Texas has been a part of, right? And BJ Novak's character was able to name 5 of them. And he's like, I don't know the 6th. And then he looks and there's a Confederate flag. And he's like, oh yeah, of course. Now, narrative speaking, it doesn't contribute to the story at all. Right. It only kind of like terrifies you about Texas and all the gun thing. That's interesting. Like, all that stuff, it was just really interesting. I think it was supposed to be like a liberal's perspective on what it would be like to be in one of those houses. But I don't know why it felt, I don't know. Like, I guess it did touched all those points, but it wasn't.
The 9-year-old boy is like holding a gun up to his face in the middle of the night. And he's like, can you help me unjam my gun? Like, there are moments,
Yeah. Yeah. The rodeo moment I liked a lot.
Yeah. So the more we're talking about it, the more I feel like we liked it, and it's thought-provoking. Yes, it's not perfect.
Definitely. I would give it like 3.5 man jobs.
Me too.
Yeah.
But I just want to point out, for anyone who's thinking, gosh, they agree a lot. Honestly, I liked the mystery, and I was like, stop talking and move it along, Ashton Kutcher, when he was pontificating. And Mandy was like, that's thought-provoking and interesting. And so we disagree. It's like we agree on liking the movie, but not on why.
That's very true. I liked the fact that there was a mystery, but I think we have different feelings about the family in Texas. Like, I wasn't getting that bond, and that was very key to his character turning point. And I was like, I don't get it, because they felt a little cartoony to me. But very funny and thought-provoking, and I loved the monologue about the texting. So there you go. Oh, by the way, and if you're not going to see the movie, it was very thoughtful, because his whole point is that when you're texting, you can't have you're not even sharing the same time period, because I'm saying hello, and then you could say hello in a second. You could say hello next week. We don't even share time and space together anymore. That was his point. I think it's very beautiful. Okay.
You know what I think is very beautiful? We have a new review. 5-star review
we do?
From Wonder Wade. Thank you, Wonder Wade.
Hey, Wade.
Wonder Wade says it's like being at the best intimate dinner party with friends that you don't want to end. And then they said big thumbs up, which I think is pretty sexual. Like, thumbs up up what?
It is for you.
Yeah.
It is for you, sweetheart. I mean, you have stories, and someday I'll get you to tell it.
That's pre-show stuff. So,
thank you, Wade.
Pete, you can start that credits music. I'm going out of order because I love these reviews, and they help us get seen, and they help us get known, and we need more 5-star reviews. So please, 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 if you're listening, leave us a 5-star review and tell us what you like about the show, and we'll give you a shout out on the air.
Yes, we love it. And you can also, if you're enjoying the show, you can support us by becoming a Fandy. And here's how you do it. It's basically a membership. It's about $5 a month. It's more than your grande oat milk latte. And I know this because I'm recently a fan of the iced version. Yeah. But you can go to mancave.com/Fandy and just, buy an extra coffee, and you can support us. And that's how you keep hearing stories like the one that Mandy's going to offer our Fandys about her thumb experiences. Or I'll offer mine, because I've got a couple of my own. Who doesn't, And in fact, that thumb will come back later in the game we're going to play. So, yes.
Oh, I'll lube up. I like the pre-show stuff. I've been listening to it, and it's a little more unfiltered, if you can imagine us more unfiltered. And it's just like who we really are. So if you join and become a Fandy, your private feed will get your episodes early, and you'll get special pre-show time with the Mandys before we press record when everybody else hears it. So
and you can make requests on what you want us to review. Yes. So you can go to mancave.com/Discord and you can join Discord, which is an app. There's a community channel for everybody, but then there's also a secret members channel. And we do take suggestions from there. I've gotten a couple of really helpful ones. And
But
and
again,
then also
we pander. We mander.
Oh, God, yes.
Get your t-shirts and sweatshirts. Winter's a coming. Coffee mugs, all sorts of fun stuff on mancave.com/merch. That also
I wore my
Mandcave
Mandcave sweatshirt yesterday to the beach, and it was very successful.
Good.
Yeah. Yeah. Everybody loved it. Yeah, so go check those out. And thank you to, it's a production of True Story FM, Mandcave is, and engineering by Pete Wright, music by Ian Post. Those are our co-wizards in making this happen. So thanks, guys.
Yes.
And thank you for listening. I have a game, which, that's our thing. That's what we do. And now, as you know, we didn't watch this movie really until, it was like go time. The minute I got home, I went to sleep, and then I have to get my 10 hours, as you know. Or try to. So anyway, I didn't, I couldn't really make a game about the movie.
Sure.
But I could make a game based on themes of revenge.
Of course.
Which I think are very fun.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm not going to make you tell revenge stories because even though I know you're remarkably good at revenge, it's something that we wrote a movie together called Stalkers Inc. It's different now, but we had wrote a movie about two best friends who secretly stalk other people's exes.
Yeah.
And you had to come up, we would be writing and you would come up with 3 different ways that you could punish, shave, stab someone. So anyway.
Yeah, it's the only reason Jer is in the marriage is because he's afraid of what I would do if he left the marriage. So
you've done really well.
Thank you,
it
honey.
Just made me think of another. All right. So we're going to play a game where like this, I think is it like Pyramid where there's a theme and then I'm going to try to make you guess what the answer is for there's 6 things per
I love
theme,
it.
and you're going to have a minute to do it.
Oh, I love being timed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you're going to do it really easily because like I said, here we go. Hold on. Boop, boop, boop. I'm going to get my timer ready. Getting my timer ready so I can time you.
Mm-hmm.
Stopwatch. Okay. Now this first category is things you might seek revenge for.
Oh, okay. Uh-huh.
So things that happen to you.
Yes.
For which you might want to break out the super glue. Okay. And go. All right. It's not me. It's you.
A breakup.
Yeah. And this is oh God, you didn't turn in your reports on time and it's not really fair.
You got fired.
Yes. And this is oh my God, you got a haircut.
Oh, phoniness.
Did someone use scissors? I just don't,
Insults.
I don't think I'm into the roots thing. Yeah. Okay. This is, you send somebody a message and then where did they go?
Ghost you.
Boo. Yeah. Okay. And this is I see that you've been texting Sally a lot recently. What's
You're
going
jealous.
on? No, where were you last night? God damn it.
You're suspicious.
Did you
Somebody's
go to
cheating.
vengeance with? Yes. This is, you have a professor and they're I didn't really understand your history thing, so I'm not going to give you credit for that. Yeah. And this is somebody being oh, sorry, I just forgot to pick him up because school went,
Somebody
shit. Okay.
flaked.
Okay. Good point. That's interesting because I really thought this is going to be too much time. So maybe I need to go a little faster. But no, it was someone doing something bad to your kid.
Oh.
Forgetting to pick him up, I guess, is the thing.
I love how much
one
acting was involved on your part. A lot of character work, a lot of voices, a lot of diving deep into those rich characters.
I love performing more than anything. Mm-hmm. So I'm just living my dream. # living your dream.
Yeah.
The last one, though, that I know you would really want revenge on was last minute cancellations. Because that's a thing, right? Yeah. That's probably, I should be on the top of the list for you. Okay. So let's do another one.
Okay.
We're going to do 3 of these. All right.
Okay.
Ready? Yeah. Next one is ways that you can get revenge. Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. Ready? Mm-hmm. And go.
Poisoning someone's pets. Oh, sorry.
Okay, that is correct. It's not on the list, but that's great. No, you could. Oh, hey, did you hear that Bob actually has an STD?
Spread a rumor.
Yeah, there you go. You can't drive when I do this, stabbing it with a pencil or a razor blade. You drive on this thing. There's 4 of them, and I'm going to take a razor blade to it.
Oh, slashing tires.
Yeah, I went a roundabout. Okay, I'm going to pretend to be a beautiful woman on Facebook and tell you everything you ever wanted. Yeah, this is like, I'm just going to go right on my Instagram and that picture of you choking on a zucchini. Or I'm going to post. Okay, that was porn, but just anything really. Like it could be a sex tape, but anything that puts somebody in a negative light. That's good. Revenge porn is good. Okay, this is, hi, I have a landline and I'm going to say your refrigerator's
Prank
running.
calls.
You better go get it. Yeah. Okay, now you'll never speak to me again because I will
ghost you.
You know your phone number.
I will ignore you.
Yes.
I will block you. Block you.
There you go. Yep. And then, okay, that's it. Wow, this is amazing. But I had a lot of them. Okay, the last one.
You do start at a very, like,
I know.
You're like, well, okay, so this person was born in a small town in Kentucky, and they have some feelings. Like,
good point.
Yeah.
That's a good point. Because who wrote this? You know what I mean?
One of our favorite fandies, Tommy Metz, when we play Celebrity, he starts. Do you remember how he plays? He picks up the thing and goes, "Oh, hey everybody, I'm the star of Ocean's 11," and we're like, "George Clooney," and then he's like, "Yeah," and then he puts it down and he picks up another and goes, "Oh, hey everybody, I'm the president of the United." Everybody starts that way. It's very cute.
That's pretty classic. I love that. Hey everybody. Okay, so the last ones were a toothbrush in the toilet.
Yeah.
Nair in your shampoo.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah.
And then this would have been a hard one it's probably good that I didn't get. Switching out their Gatorade for colonoscopy medication.
Yeah.
That's a real one that I've actually heard about. Okay.
Or antifreeze if you're really mad. What?
Oh, dang. That went dark. Remind me never to break up with you. Or give you an unfair grade. Okay.
Done.
Famous movies about revenge.
Oh, okay.
I think this is going to be a gimme. I think you're going to do great. And I'll do better. Okay. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
And go. She boils a bunny.
Fatal Attraction.
Okay. Blood at the Prom.
Carrie.
Yes. They kidnap their boss and hang him up by the thing, and it's Dabney Coleman. Yeah. Oh, my sweet Wesley, what have I done?
Princess Bride.
Yes. Tina Fey wrote this and made it into a musical. Yes. He's an anti-Semite and he was Scottish and it was a war movie.
Braveheart.
Yeah. This is Diane Keaton, Goldie Hawn, and they're going against her. Yes. This is, I'm going to put my thumb in your mouth, Juliette Lewis.
Oh,
and I'm Taxi Driver. Yeah. This is, I don't remember what happened and you're making
Memento.
the movie go from the beginning. Yes. This is the one with Ben Affleck and she's a wife and she disappears and becomes somebody else.
Oh, girl.
Yes. This is the woman who's like, you date raped me? You're going to get it, motherfucker.
Promising Young Woman.
Yeah. This is it's a slavery movie. It was a Quentin Tarantino, I think. And
Django Unchained.
Yes. You got all of them.
And my voice got higher and higher.
Yeah,
I had to bring it back down. That was, that felt good.
Yeah.
Oh,
yes.
thank you. That was like
really
a
good
gift to me. I hope it was a gift to America. That was fun. Thank you.
It was awesome. Yeah, you're welcome. Oh, so what do I get?
Right. So you gave me that wonderful gift and I'm about to give you something I know you'll hate.
Okay.
And I'm excited.
Okay.
I'm excited for you to hate watch something that I'm
loving a reality show
so deeply. It is the ultimate reality show.
Oh, God, it's a reality show.
It is the current season of The Bachelorette. Hear me out. It is so good. And here's the thing, man. This is what we're going to do after we finish the podcast. There are 2 Bachelorettes this season. It's a game changer. It's a total game changer. Because then so just to bring you up to speed, but you'll get it after a minute and a half. So they started in the same pool of 30 guys.
Yeah.
And then there was all this weirdness when one of them was like, will you accept this rose? He's like, no, I like the other girl. And so then it was like awkward as hell the first couple of weeks because guys were like choosing one girl over the other. And so they decided, you know what? We're going to split them up. You pick your guys, and we'll keep you separate. But then Logan got chosen by Rachel, and he said to Rachel, I want to be on Gabby's team. And he left. And then he got COVID and he's gone anyway. Okay. So that's where we are.
Okay. Everything you just said made zero sense to me.
The best.
I don't know if these are guys picking girls or girls picking guys.
Bachelorette
I don't understand about the teams. Okay.
You will get it when you tune in on Hulu. So it airs Monday nights, and they stretch
Monday night at 9.
They stretch out like, I'd say 20 minutes of content over like a solid 95 minutes on Hulu. I don't know how it is on network with commercials. Hulu has no commercials. So and this is just my tip. I like to spread it out. So I watch like a little on Tuesday, a little on Wednesday as I'm folding laundry or cooking dinner. It keeps the party going. I love it so much.
Yeah.
So you got to watch the next episode of The Bachelor. And then if you really hate it and you piss me off in any other way, I'll make you watch like the final rose ceremony and all of the stuff coming down. We're not quite there yet, but I want to try and get you on board.
Okay, so you're saying that tonight is the second to last episode, and then the finales.
It's episode 7.
Oh,
and I don't know how many
there are.
There are a few dudes left.
Okay,
so
you're hoping that I will fall in love with it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hometown dates are coming. So
I'm gonna love that. Actually,
so they go to the girls are meeting families, and there's some dad who is like, I'm not having that. I'm excited because those coming up on The Bachelors, which they show 15 times, like. They show it like at the beginning of episodes, end of episodes, I think in the middle. They do a lot of packages of teasing. So packages of teasing. Ooh. New t-shirt.
Good.
Don't do it, Pete. Okay. That's what we're going to watch. Everybody needs to catch up on The Bachelorette. It's classy as shit.
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Totally.
It's garbage and I love it. Okay.
I give you an intellectual, thoughtful movie, and you give me Bachelorette. Well, that's our brand. That's our brand.
Yes,
okay.
It is.
Will do.
So,
maybe even tonight. Till then.
Love you.
I love you. More before you gave me the Bachelorette.